Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
All right, listen up, cabbies. I got your assignments. Riga, 643. Wheeler, 148. Nado, 804. And all of you need to join host HP and Father Malone as they examine one of the greatest sitcoms in television history, Taxi. In Night, Mr. Walters, a Taxi podcast. Banter, 0, like your boxing record.
Night, Mr. Walters.
We're in Way Media.
Welcome back to Midnight Viewing, the horror anthology podcast, where this season we're taking a look at George A. Romero's 1980s series, Tales from the Darkside. Sharing the Midnight View with me are the projection booth's Mike White.
You dirty rats.
And from the Culture Cast, Mr. Chris Stachiw.
I prefer to be referred to as my stage name, Spiffy Remo.
Coming right up, tonight we're looking at 2 episodes from Season 1. They are The Impressionist and Lifebomb. The Impressionist, Season 2, Episode 1. This originally aired on September the 26th, 1985. Written by, evidently, Darkside mainstay Haskell Barkin from a story by M. Coleman Easton. And this was directed by friend of Midnight Viewing, Armand Mastroianni. We interviewed Mr. Mastroianni a few weeks back. That episode is available separately. I encourage you to go check it out. The man is fascinating and talented and incredibly affable. Anyway, this one stars Chuck McCann, Bobby DeChico, Jack Andreozzi, and Claudia Templeton as Hofgosh. This is about a past his prime nightclub comic impressionist who's roped into a Men in Black-like scenario where he is tasked with communicating with a captured alien by the power of mimicry. Chris, what did you think of this one?
I'm surprised you didn't draw the more apt comparison to, what was that movie called? Contact. Was it Arrival, the Amy Adams movie? Where it's like right on the board and then the aliens. Is that not what this is? But with the little frog alien instead?
I actually thought it was Close Encounters while I was watching it.
I thought I was having a close encounter of the bizarre kind. It's fine. It was a fine. It's fine. I mean, the conceit is bizarre to say the least. It's very
Tenuous?
Last Starfighter-y. If Last Starfighter is less tenuous than this, they're just like, this guy does impressions. So he's the most reasonably suited person to interact with an alien. I will say, because you were unable to join us for the episode of Columbo that we did with Chuck McCann, at least we get to talk about Chuck McCann finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's Chuck McCann doing a little whatever. I don't know what he's doing. This is a strange segment because I ultimately, what's the point, I guess? I couldn't figure out what the point was. Let me just say that much and see what everyone else has to say.
I felt more confused watching this than I did most Night Gallery episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, just that whole idea of the washed up comic / impressionist who gets recruited by, I'm guessing, the army or some sort of, Area 51 type guys. And then, come in, and because you're such a good impressionist, and is he impersonating the body movements and the language at the same time, or is it?
That's part of the language.
Theoretically, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, and he's there trying to get the formula for fusion, which will change everything. Thank you, Bobby DeChico. Yeah, this one left me very, very cold. And then when it ended, it just, man, oh man, did it end.
It ended, and it sure did.
Yeah, Spiffy Remo, Mr. Personalities, Spiffy Remo. It was his act was kind of like listening to Dana Carvey nowadays, doing George Bush and stuff. In 1980, he's doing Stan Laurel from 1940.
Well, I just kept wondering.
I'm in the club to see him do Charlie Chaplin, everybody. Hilarious. Who the fuck is finding this funny?
And the audience is eating it up. And that's what I thought that this gig was when it came to the whole episode. I was like, oh, he must be in some sort of a hellscape nightclub where he can do or say anything and it will make the audience laugh because he's not funny. I thought this was kind of like one of those Twilight Zone reboots where it was like, oh yeah, and then my wife cheated on me and the whole audience goes crazy.
Tim Thomerson, babe.
I'm like waiting for that, and yeah, that was bizarro when they were laughing like crazy. Oh, the act's just not what it is, says his agent / manager Pudgy.
At least he wasn't named Effendi, because that was the other thing that reminded me of this. It was like, oh, we need another story about comedians. God, no. And also on top of everything else, comedians are the least interesting people according to media, because they're all just like the most obvious stereotypes of human beings. Like, he's an impressionist who does the most on the nose, lazy impressions known to man. Even at the time, they would be lazy.
He does both Laurel and Hardy.
And announces each impression. That's the best part of the act. Stan Laurel. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Now you stacked the deck against me there, even though it's still not going to be an enjoyable impression. Hit us with Jack Benny. TJ Castronova, producer on the show, is in the front row of this audience during the nightclub act. He might be to blame for nudging the audience into this paroxysms of fucking hilarity. Pudgy, using a tiny penknife to slowly cut open an orange. It's the most horrific thing we've seen on Tales from the Dark Side. Aside from his little fucking coke nail, his little pinky coke nail. Ooh, yay. Fine, it's 1984. 85 now. I think it would take more than a hastily thrown together national security badge to let somebody put a bag over my head and put me in their car and take me away.
Oh my God. And again, it's Chuck McCann, everybody. Our singular sole hope in this world is Chuck McCann. Chuck McCann.
I don't, you know what? I was not on that Columbo episode. So what is your, it sounds like you're goofing on Mr. Chuck McCann, and I want to know what your actual impression is.
I think Chuck McCann's hilarious. It's just, don't expect me to take him seriously in this episode, because like, our one singular hope for nuclear fusion is with Chuck McCann. It's in his goofy hands.
So are you saying you do not buy him as a dramatic actor then?
I don't buy him as I just don't buy the conceit of this episode. It has nothing to do with him as an actor. The conceit of this episode's goofy as fuck, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I like the conceit of the episode. It's just that they put the wrong comic in here. They put in this. It shouldn't be a comic at all. It should be some actor or something.
Right.
It could be some other reason that this guy's really good at mimicking things, other than he's been doing impressions of fucking Laurel and Hardy. You know,
He's the best. He's working at some shitty ass club too. As this is the guy we want. Like, you're telling me this is who you're going to for impersonations? Like what? Like a
Get Michael
dialect
Winslow
coach
on the phone, you know?
Now, early in the episode, when we get introduced to Bobby DeCicco, I wrote in my notes, "What's wrong with Bobby DeCicco?" He was the lead in 1941, and now he's doing bit stuff on Tales from the Dark Side, right? What's wrong with that guy? Is it, But here's the thing: later in the episode, I answered my own question, because later I wrote, "Oh, DeCicco is a terrible actor. Now I get it. He can't pull. He's doing this whispery sort of like high school drama kind of. I'm a scientist kind of a performance. I could not. We're supposed to take so much of this seriously. The trash bag monster, the Chuck McCann's old routines, them sort of wobbling around, looking at each other and murmuring, and on top of that, we got to deal with DeCicco. No, I reject thee.
and Hofgosh. Don't forget Hofgosh. The alien named Hofgosh.
And
Fingered with a big old butt for a head.
hey, you know what? I actually like the design of the head of that creature. I thought that looked good. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for that era. It was basically a mask. It wasn't a prosthetic or anything. Anyway,
I like the cold weather blanket that is his outfit. You know, the thing that you're supposed to keep in your car in case your car breaks down in a blizzard and you need to cover. It's like one of those metallic blankets. We joked a long time ago on Kolchak about, oh my God, look, there's no monster. We don't get to see it. It's invisible. This is why. This is the reason why shit's invisible in shows. Because when you see it, it's, oh God, it's just like a guy. It's just a guy in a mask. It's a guy in a really cheap looking mask.
Actually, it's
Lady.
a woman this time. Yeah. And
Oh,
she's
sorry.
doing all these weird body motion things. I'm just like, what is it almost looks like Hofgosh is dancing at times. I'm like, what is happening? And then I'm like, if it was actually dancing, then maybe that would be a better form of communication, But
that would
They
be great.
communicate,
yeah,
communicate through interpretive dance.
yes.
Oh, it
And
would
I have
been
all of the
embarrassing.
information about it right here on this compact disc.
Yeah, that was
CD, everybody. It's a new technology.
Mm-hmm.
language and communication. I had to draw this inference from this episode, but language and communication are so important to this creature that if you get it wrong at all, it has to fucking smack you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes
the
you
weird
aware
way-
of it. Yeah.
It's a weird, very surly alien, but yeah, not it's the most in between alien we've ever seen. It's not ET and it's not some monster trying to eat everybody, but it will smack you if you get out of line.
Psychically smack you. It roots around in your brain for a little bit. And Chuck McCann's just cold sweat. Oh God. Oh no. And some of this was filmed in reverse too, and then played forward so much. Yeah.
They love that here at Tales from the Dark Side, and it's always when somebody is jumping. We haven't seen reverse anything but somebody jumping onto something. It's really weird.
I love that jumping of it, jumping backwards and then back again. I was like, this is just funny. It's just funny to look at. I can't take this seriously.
Oh yeah, it's okay. And what's the story with the other scientist, the one that actually kidnaps him? Because it's, I'm going to bring you over here, and then immediately be like, no, this guy sucks. Let's go. It's wait, give him a shot, would you?
Yeah. The killer outside agent, who's all intimidation, and then why go to such length? I guess he was expecting him to just do it overnight, but it's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks with an alien? An alien only 3 weeks? Only 3 weeks?
When they send him in for the first time, they say, put on this headset, you'll be able to understand him in English. And I'm like, well, if you already have that,
What mimicry? Charlie Chaplin did it. Remember Buster Keaton? It's in the age-old tradition. This is the bizarre conceit. It's a bizarre conceit. It's the strangest.
you know that they would have just strapped the thing down and started. If it can communicate in English already, they would be torturing the thing, going, tell us about fusion.
Brains. I want brains. I'm in pain. Strap it down and start taking the information by force. Yeah, that's what they would do. The U.S. government wouldn't ask a comedian to come help out. Just cut his fucking head off and start doing all sorts of experiments on it.
The sounds that it made were quite off-putting.
It is off-putting in general. The
Like,
name alone is off-putting.
Yes.
Hofgosh?
Hofgosh.
Like hopscotch?
Butterscotch?
Mrs. Imelda Hay? What?
Jimmy Hofgosh?
By the end of this episode, it turned straight up Serling. Like he's back at the club and he now realizes the meaningless of it all. And Pudge comes in. It's like Chuck McCann actually says, "You don't get it, Pudge. You just don't get it." And then he goes, "It's so fucking Serling that I was expecting somebody to start singing If He's a Jolly Good Fellow," as he goes out the door.
As they hold hands and walk into the spaceship together.
I have to say,
I will say, in that last segment, he walks out that door and then ends up on location.
Yeah.
And suddenly, no matter how shitty the rest of the episode was, it came alive.
I mean, again, when we get to see a close-up of that alien again, and we get to see it tilt its head and attempt to emote, how do you think Glenn Hetrick would feel about this makeup? That's the question that I'm asking. Would he buy it? It's just,
first thing he'd say is, "Open your mouth." Okay.
Show me your tongue. All right, look at this fucking head shape.
Can you turn?
This is not original. Yeah, let me see your profile.
You got any peripheral vision over here?
Yeah, I like the hand. My favorite detail is the hand. That's just like, there's nothing. It's just like a hand. It's like stick your fingers, all four of your fingers into this one thing and then your thumb off to the side. It's just, look, the show for the most part has a really high production value until it doesn't. This is one of those episodes where it's like, what was this just one of the ones that they were like, yeah, we tried.
Now, I spoke to Robert Draper, the DP, one of the DPs on Tales from the Dark Side, and he told me that the mandate was to do noir lighting, so hard lighting or rather low lighting, which is quick. And that's most of the episodes of the first season are definitely adhere to that. But when I spoke to Armand Mastroianni, he said he was given no such directive. So they lit however they wanted if they could make their day, basically.
No, I was going to say, like, I would like to go back and rewatch the first season to compare it to this then. Because, I mean, I feel like we did say it in the first season a couple times. This looks rather set-bound. I don't necessarily consider set-bound to be noir lighting. That overlit is normally the way I look at set-bound stuff.
You can noir light something and make it look threadbare and just painted. The lighting package itself doesn't save it, but what it does save twice now for Mr. Mastroianni is he created a UFO here at the end with just a lighting package, and back in that if the shoe fits, he created a circus tent basically with just lights. I love the guy. Those are little short film like moments that make me happy when we see these episodes. Even if everything that came before, and I'm sorry, Mr. Mastroianni, everything that came before was just suspect at best.
It feels very set bound. I mean, ultimately, like this does. I mean, most of the episode takes place in being shot from high angles in like a square room, a gray square room.
There's no way you could shoot those scientists breaking into applause when he's made the breakthrough with the fucking Hofgosh in the next room. It is so melodramatic and weird. It's sort of representative of the episode's sentiment overall. This is a weird, I don't understand this as a Tales from the Dark Side episode.
What is this better suited? Like Amazing Stories? Like,
yeah, there you go.
Directed by Steven Spielberg even?
He already made this movie a few times.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what it was about this series of episodes, but I really noticed the film rain during these 4 that we're going to be talking about, 2 now and 2 next week or next month. Whatever our schedule is now with this, it feels like you're releasing these every day now, even though we haven't recorded that many. But
we're good through August still.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, but it just feels like I was seeing a lot of dirt on the film, and I'm just like, oh man, these are really rough looking at times. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I wonder if that is some sort of, this is a new season now, so perhaps they're using new facilities. I'll find all that out basically. But yes, there is a definite change kind of overall about the approach to the segments here, to the episodes now, I think. Mm-hmm. I think they might have loosened up because the season 1 was a success.
And
makes sense.
I think the most goofy thing about Chuck McCann is probably the hairdo, which I know, it's the 80s. He's an older man, but just always something about the way that he wore his hair would throw me. So I have absolutely nothing against Mr. McCann. I like him in quite a few things. I tried to interview him about Linda Lovelace for president because he plays a fairly substantial role in that. And of course, I love The Projectionist, though I haven't seen it since 92, so maybe I wouldn't like it as much now, but I remember really enjoying it.
He's the best part of the episode. He's just horribly miscast.
Yeah, but I will say that when they do go to that on-location shot, he steps out in the street, a car nearly hits him. That car nearly hits him. Like Chuck McCann doing stunts for Tales from the Dark Side here.
I was really hoping when the alien comes down and he's coming off the ship all waddling along, I was really hoping that Chuck McCann would start waddling his way towards Hofgosh, like, you came back.
They're going to go away together and live a happy life, Hofgosh and Chuck.
Or what if it was the opposite and Hofgosh was like, what's going on?
Just comes down. I picked up your language now.
Yeah. Right. Lifebomb. This is season 2, episode 2. It aired originally on October the 6th, 1985. This one was written by Michael Cube McDowell from His Story. What are the odds that there are 2 writers effectively on staff at Tales from the Dark Side named Michael McDowell? It's really weird. Directed by Frank De Palma. This one stars Bill Macy, who most people probably know him from Maude, Maude from the 1970s. He was also in The Jerk. Damn these glasses.
Yes, sir. I damn thee.
And he was in My Favorite Year. He shows up in Columbo in the 90s. He has a special place in my heart because he's one of 3 known celebrities that are from my hometown of Revere, Massachusetts. Bill Macy is one of them. I'm always excited when he shows up anywhere. Anyway, this one also stars Robert Reisel and Samantha Harper. This is the story of an insurance agent and a most unusual product that doesn't pay dividends after you die. It makes sure you never do. What did you think of this one, Mike?
Man, oh man, it took me so long to figure out the bad part of this. I was just like, okay, yeah, cool. There's this goofy suit thing that pops out of your back and wraps you up and keeps you safe. And okay, I don't see any downside to this until he starts having heart attacks and coming back. And I really kind of wish that there had been more to that to show just, it took me almost until the very last minute of this episode to be like, he's doomed to live forever. Okay. This suit is going to keep him alive and he's going to keep having heart attacks because he's a complete asshole. And then he's going to be brought back to life by this guy in the red suit. And that's it. And I'm like, okay, it took us 29 minutes to get there. It took a long time for me to finally get to this end point and just say, 22 minutes and just go, okay. That was a clever idea. Very poorly executed. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, no, I feel almost identical to the way that you do. I mean, I like the idea. The conceit is interesting, but
and the special effects are amazing.
Okay, we didn't have to go that far. Now we're just being unfair.
We're just being off that stop motion madness, like the shields on the '89 Batmobile.
The Wizard of Speed and Time is just like, what the fuck was that?
There's a moment where the little thing is like cocooning the guy, and you can see that they didn't do a very good job of keeping the sheet on the bed in the same spot because the sheet in the bed's like moving around like crazy. I'm with you 100%. I mean, I think it's an interesting idea, but it's so poorly executed. And on top of everything else, the guy who's selling the product is using the product. So what incentive does he have to sell it to this guy? There needed to be something of, once I pass it on to you, I am now forgiven of this and I no longer have to deal with it. There needed to be some aspect to this, some sort of stakes, because there aren't any. This reminds me a lot of the one with James Hong that we just talked about, where it's like, it's just this like business asshole kind of getting his just desserts, I guess. But again, this is another one of these weird things where it's like the guy is just a workaholic. I don't think that makes you a bad person. It just means that you're like not prioritizing certain things. It's like in all those 90s movies where, okay, just for example, Jingle All the Way. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's a terrible dad in that movie because he works a lot. And it's, but yet this family lives in a giant house and all this shit. And it's, I've never understood demonizing people for working a lot. And this is another one of these kinds of characters where it's like, he works a lot, therefore he's an asshole. And it's like, yeah, I guess. The other character in the other episode where he's like murdering people he doesn't like makes a lot more sense to have him get this, there's a fate worse than death treatment. I don't think the premise in this episode makes a lot of sense. And if you're going to go the direction they go, the lead of the piece has to be a real piece of shit. And he's just kind of an old man.
He was pretty
like,
well a piece of shit, though. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's
works for
running
this
a-
mining company.
Yeah, he runs a mining company. There was a cave-in and more than 20 people died. And he's fucking bitching the entire time about the $30 million payout that will absolve them of any future trouble with those people. Are you kidding me? I was like, I loved this episode and I was loving this episode. And like you said, Mike, I was going, I don't really see the downside to any of this. This is pretty good. And then what I wrote in my notes was, oh no, the miners. Now I get it. And that he's worse than that other guy. That other guy was just a caricature of Ups and Pratt. This is a real guy running a corporation trying to fuck everyone out of every last dime. At the end of this episode is a tragedy, and I feel bad for the character because it's a horrible thing. But at the same time, as far as just desserts go, this is perfect for me. This is exactly what I'm looking for from a Tales from the Dark Side episode. I agree. It's a little clunkily sort of constructed because they don't give us the actual here's what the twist is until the final few moments of the episode. It would have come better earlier. But once the twist sort of popped into my head that these corporations are going to keep you enslaved forever, which I did not see the angle coming at all. That's a marvel to me. And then what that scenario does, it makes death the only win. And that's why I love Tales from the Dark Side.
Dad's going to get him for that.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of what it is going for, yeah, it does pull it off. But I think we are at least in agreement. It's clunky, right?
Oh, yeah. It's not well directed. That's the problem with it because the writing is good. All the performances are super solid. A little bit not on his wife, but even that sort of those exchanges between him and his wife, because he's a cocksucker at home too.
Yeah.
Like she's not great, but that scenario, I never felt let's get to the supernatural or anything when I was with these characters. I was in it, but I don't know. Mileage may vary, but I bought into this one mostly because Bill Macy seems like a genuine and decent human being. So when he's playing an asshole, oh my God, I haven't wanted a character to burn this hard and forever because a character hasn't been this well defined or portrayed on the show in a while.
His performance is really spectacular, especially when he just goes off the deep end and starts screaming his lungs out. It's pretty impressive. And I'm just very happy every time he goes to reach for his chest. I'm like, yeah, this is what you get, motherfucker.
The first note I have on this is that I love the music, and this is a different contributor than ordinarily on the show. Ken Lauber is his name. So I looked him up, and he composed the music for a sitcom from 1980 called Mr. and Mrs. Dracula. Do you know this one, Mike?
No, I can't say I've ever heard of this one.
Oh boy, Tales from the Dark Side, double whammy, starring Dick Shawn as Dracula.
Whoa.
And Paula Prentice as Mrs. Dracula.
Oh, wow.
The Dracula family moves into an apartment in the Bronx.
Wasn't she, because I always get the Prentice, they're sisters, right? And one of them was in Saturday the 14th. I mean, it sounds like it's cut right out of that cloth.
That is Paula Prentice, yes, married to Richard Benjamin. That episode, that Dracula show, Mr. and Mrs. Dracula, it's on YouTube. Everyone go watch it. It's Mr. and Mrs. Dracula, the pilot. You're gonna have a blast. Oh, I don't know. You guys got anything more on this one?
No, I'm just going to sign out and go watch Mr. and Mrs. Dracula.
I do like the Tales from the Dark Side does seem to be bothering itself with sticking it to corporate dickheads of the 80s. Because this is the second or third episode that we've gotten like this in the run of the show so far.
And compare and contrast that to Twilight Zone 85, where we would be with that corporation owner trying to figure out where he went wrong and what he needs to do to fix it. Some magic come help me.
What turn did I take that should have been left when I went right? Did I marry the wrong woman? Am I a jolly good fellow?
We all come to a path in the road.
The path less traveled in the Twilight Zone. Yep. But, though, that is the thing about this show. At least this show, at the end of the episodes, Twilight Zone 85 didn't feel as mean-spirited at times as this show does. This show has a little bit of that mean spirit to it, which I appreciate. I mean, now that it's kind of continuing to do it, because towards the end of the last season, it started doing it a lot more, and I was like, oh man, where is it going? But now it's just like, it's sticking to it, which is fine by me. Give these assholes what they deserve, Frank.
This show will kick you in the crotch if it has to. I appreciate that about it. All right. On the next episode of Midnight Viewing, we're going to be taking it 2 more episodes from season 2. Those are Ring Around the Redhead and Parlor Floor Front. Until next time, what are you working on? Where can people find it, Mike White?
Everything that I do is, I think this is going to get repetitive, but everything I do is over at WeirdingWay.com, including the show that I've been working on for over 13 years, the projection booth. And still as fresh as ever. Fresh as me after a long, hard day at the office in the mines. How about you, Chris?
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, same spiel, same place. WeirdingWayMedia.com is where you can find everything that I work on other than Rankin on Bond, which can be found at patreon.com/projection booth or CultureCast, respectively. You, Father Malone.
As for me, everything I do it for you. Listen, go over to WeirdingWayMedia.com. Keep listening to Midnight Viewing. This show started off as a monthly, slowly worked its way up to a weekly, and now it is a twice weekly. Bi-weekly, is that the word? I don't know, but twice a week now, Midnight Viewing. Everybody's
Jesus, bro. What the fuck what's wrong with you?
I don't know, but
you ramped it up a lot. Yeah, you went from bi-weekly every other week to the other definition of bi-weekly twice a week, which nobody uses, bro, other than you now.
I don't know why I've done this, but if you want to give me a hand with any of that, head on over to patreon.com/Father Malone. You can subscribe to get episodes early, commercial free, and bonus episodes not available to the public. Thank you all for joining us here at Midnight Viewing. Until next time, try to enjoy the daylight.
Midnight Viewing, the horror anthology podcast, is a proud member of Weirding Way Media. Our theme song was composed by HP with an assist from Donald Rubenstein and Erica Lindsay. If you want to hear these episodes early and commercial-free, become a patron over at patreon.com/Father Malone. Not only are the episodes up early, but we have extended interviews and bonus podcasts where we spotlight the best episodes of horror anthologies from every series. But if you just like the show and want to help, please share it with your friends and give us a rating on your favorite podcatcher. Together we'll keep journeying through the places that are just as real, but not as brightly lit.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.